Blog Talk Radio.
And he would know what's best for me and my family because he's a doctor. So we all got flu shots.
Did you know the vitamins and nutrients will be illegal in the year 2010 if we don't awaken the sheeple? These globalists are murderous, they about to hook it up. Kodak Alimentarius, baby, look it up. They spray you from the sky like roaches. Does it shock you? Don't worry, they got a pill for you. Ask your doctor. Are your legs restless? Are you shy? Forget the side effects, not that many people die. Genetically modified foods are the bomb. They gave lab rats cancer, but please don't be alarmed. Soon GMO foods will be a staple, the only thing you'll be able to put on your kitchen table. Their own documents have shown no food shall be grown that Monsanto don't own. Worldwide, there ain't nowhere to run, thanks to World Trade Organization and International Monetary Fund. We the sheeple of America, America, America. Simply the sheeple of America. We the sheeple of America. 100 plus of the world's wealthiest people meet every June. Just see to it their plan is complete. Prime ministers, presidents, billionaires, CEOs, international bankers, C3POs. Also known as the young psychopaths who fawn over their elders and give them charts and graphs, pondering how to reduce the population, injecting our boys and girls with poisonous inoculations. Yum, yum, mercury's good, at least the news will tell you that, and they certainly should, cause they're owned by the CFR, but who cares about the Royal Institute of International Affairs? Jerry Springer's on, yeah, two transvestites are about to fist fight, Meanwhile, they're making plans for the order of the new world, about to send the lambs to the slaughter. You think they care about 3,000 American men, women, and children? They about to kill a couple billion. If you're in the dark, my friend, you might despise my words, but you had the wool pulled over your eyes. We the sheeple of America, America, America. We the sheeple of America. We the sheeple of America. Collectively in a trance, we like to dance and make romance. Two psychopaths who plot hysteria. We the sheeple of America. Much different from that of your great-great-grandma. Say hello to your new puppet, Barack Hussein Obama. The president don't run a thing, my dear. You can stick an intelligent orangutan in there. It wouldn't mean a daggone thing. You're owned by Goldman Sachs. Get on your knees and kiss the Queen's big ring. They took away your vision with blink. And in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is always king. In other words, they got the republic by the throat. Your vote don't count because they count the votes. He'll never tell you where you're headed, you nerd. The good shepherd never sharpens his knives in front of the herd. That's why you keep your head down, grazing in the grass. Before you know it, now you're in a whole nother pasture. They keep you sucking on the saccharin and aspartame. It's eating your brain, what a disaster. Glued to the tube to see what your favorite star's doing. The corporate news is faker than a cartoon. Even Justin Napolitano said you're just a nation of sheep. Some get slaughtered, some get fleeced. We the sheeple of America, America, America. We the sheeple of America. We the sheeple of America. Welcome everybody to Zone 4D tonight. Tonight's an exclusive Payday Monsanto interview, and also we will be debuting one of his exclusive tracks off of his new album coming out very shortly. And I guess we're going to get right into it tonight. If Brian and Brandon can go ahead and join me. I'm having some computer issues, so I'm going to need some backup here in the studio. I don't know if they're on the line yet, but
yeah, I'm here, Dennis. How you doing?
Good, man. I'm so glad that you're helping out tonight, man, because, you know, right before the show, my computer started acting up, and it's kind of weird, you know. I'm not too sure what that's all about, but it was really frustrating to get on the network here tonight. So I'm going to stay in the studio and not really do anything, click on too many things because I don't want to mess anything up tonight. I really want to get this show out to everybody and let everybody hear what Payday has to say
and he's actually online with us here. So, if you can bring Brandon in, we can go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Let me go ahead. You there, Brandon?
Yeah, hey, what's up, man?
How you doing? You want me to bring Payday on, too?
Yeah, I'll just give him an introduction here. Payday Monsanto is an underground hip-hop artist and activist and very vocal about his opinions and his views on various subjects. And if people are into researching and finding out about, all the New World Order and all these things that we talk about on these shows, go ahead and put his music on, man. I mean, it's very good to listen to, and it helps me out a lot. A lot of what he says is what you're researching anyway, so it's always good to, have his music around. I'm a big fan of his. I've been listening to his music for a while now, and I know both of you are fans of his. And I never thought we'd be where we're at right now, having him on, and like I said, actually having a premiere tonight of an exclusive track that not a lot of people have heard from him off his upcoming album. So hopefully we can let him elaborate on that a little bit. And, yeah, go ahead and bring him in, Brian, I'm sorry. Bring him in.
That's all right. You there, Payday?
I'm here. You got me?
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, we got
How
you.
You doing?
I'm glad I made it on time. I'm running a little late.
That's
Yeah,
all
that's no
good,
problem.
man. Man, that opening track was just absolutely amazing, and I gotta say, when I listen to your music, it reminds me of when I used to get We the Sheeple of America.
Thank you.
But, you're like the old school hip-hop when you used to go home and, get a CD and you liked all the songs on the CD, and then it just turned into straight garbage, where everybody's got a one-hit single and everybody's selling out. So it's good to hear some real hip-hop out there.
I'm glad to hear that.
I feel the same.
They used to piss me off when I used to buy an album and everything sucked on it, and they used to have that one hot single.
Yeah, they hooked you.
Also, like I said, Payday, if you can go ahead and give us a little glimpse into what you're working on and in the future here, what your future project that you got coming out soon. Give people a little bit of information on that if you could.
A brief description. I just got in the door, starving. It's something I want to spend a little time on. It's just slapped together at this point, but I want to mold it into something that's going to, be nice. That's why I got a month to do it, basically. It's called Missiles with Relish, and you guys will be debuting one of the tracks off of it. It's called Surrender.
And I have to say from listening to that song, man, I've been playing that song ever since you let me hear that, man. I've been playing that since Monday, and it's just I can't wait for people to hear that. It's an amazing track. I mean, I was blown away.
Thanks,
excellent work.
And it's not done. It's just the bones are. It's a little fleshed out, but it's not really done, as you can probably tell when you hear it.
It's still excellent, though. It's a very, very informative track and very excellent lyrics, and even the beat, everything in it so far, from what I've seen, is excellent. And I thank you for the opportunity to give us, that to let us have that exclusive tonight.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. And also thanks for coming on, man. And also tonight, throughout the episode tonight, we'll be playing some more of your music from your past albums and giving people a glimpse of exactly, your style of music and, how you, like I said, like Brian was just saying, man, it's like you get a breath of fresh air. I mean, I remember the first time I heard one of your tracks, and I was like, man, where's this dude been? And I was like, I needed this, so,
Wow,
it's excellent what you're doing.
That means a lot. Thank you. It means a lot.
I'd like to interject real quick here. Yeah, I'd like to say as well, it was a breath of fresh air, actually, hearing Payday's music. And to me, actually, Payday, what you do is a complete art form, because a lot of people, they just wish to stay blind to the issues, and you bring them up really blunt and really quickly, and you just present it in people's faces, and it's something that they have to deal with, So it's just an honor to have you on the show, and just have that type of music out there. It's just excellent.
Thank you. That's my daughter in the back. She's eating a tomato.
I thought that was a new project you were working on.
I'm sorry?
I was just joking and said I thought that was a new project you were working on.
No, that project's completed.
But yeah, you know, like Brandon said, you know, you really rap about the real issues, you know, and no sugarcoating whatsoever. And, you know, it's nice to be able to turn somebody to a song and be like, yeah, I could sit here and have a 2-hour conversation, but just listen to this 3-minute song and then just start Googling the stuff in the song and start learning, you know, just from the song. You know, it's nice to have music and lyrics that you can point to people instead of this crap that's out there now. You know, they don't want people to be conscious, you know, they want people to be dumbed down and just, you know, think about the material world and, you know, not care about all the things that are going on around them, you know, especially with Monsanto. And, you know, what they did in California this last week was just a travesty, you know.
Yep.
Prop 37, right?
Yep, that's exactly right.
Horrible.
You know, all it took them was like $100 million, and, you know, you see all the people that donated, you know, on the other side, and they're donating like, you know, $100,000, you know, all they can afford.
Yeah. I think Dr. Mercola donated like $1 million. But it's a shame. They know that if they have, if they give people a choice, that they won't choose the GMO food, and they know this, so, you know, they're hard pressed to do everything they can. You know, if something says GMO-free, they're going to take the GMO-free stuff instead. And it's been proven.
Exactly.
And they don't want that.
Yeah, and there was a big thing recently with that Whole Foods market where, you know, like 21 or 25 different independent film crews went in there, and they're like, yeah, everything has no GMOs. And yet, like, 35% of the products actually contain GMO ingredients.
Sad.
Right.
Sad.
Yeah, also, I was trying to get, you know, if I could, I'd get your views on the current hip-hop, you know, landscape and how you feel, you know. I mean, for me, it's quite pathetic to hear what's on the radio nowadays. And like I said, I miss the old days. And, if you could tell us a little bit how you feel about it, that would be excellent.
That's why it's good hearing you say that, because, you know, that's what I strive to do. And the reason for my music being what it is the fact that I'm disgusted, with, you know, I've been disgusted with the current contemporary scene, just the music, just what they make, just in culture generally, what they make popular. Just look at all the things that they popularize. It's all, whether it be in television shows or in movies or in music, it's mindless. And that's the agenda, you know?
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah, it's mindless, and there's key aspects, you know, when it comes to sex, drugs, money, you know, cool clothes, you know, whatever it is that, you know, somebody who shouldn't have, you know, when did it become gangster to drink Cristal? I mean, that's what they do.
And on all these TV shows, I'm sure things haven't changed, but you see, the imbecile is always a cool guy, always gets the girl. And, you know, they're introducing, not that I have anything against homosexuals or lesbians, but there's always the gay element, and, you know, the straight dude is the moron. There's an agenda behind that.
Absolutely. Just like feminism, you know, was funded by these people too, you know, so that way, you know, now you have both men and women working, and it's still not enough, where it used to just be the man and it was plenty. You know, so now you have a kid at home not getting raised by anybody but the state or the TV. And that's what you have, and the TV and the music, and that's why society is really broken down. And you see it today, you know, kids are like, you know, running free with their iPods and iPhones, and, you know, at a very young age. I mean, I can't believe how young some of these kids are, where their parents are like, oh, here's an iPhone, you know, here's the internet, good luck to you.
Right.
And, you know, there's a robot agenda then tied into the androgyny agenda, the unisex.
The transhumanist agenda.
Transhumanist, there you go.
Yeah, you know, that's been going on since Star Trek The Next Generation. There's a whole documentary about that one thing that I watched. It was called The Borg Agenda, and it, you know, and you see it coming through, like, rapidly right now, where they're trying to be like, oh, yeah, you know, you can get a chip in your brain, and it'll tweet how far you ran. You know, it's like, who cares?
Right. Yeah, also, I don't know if you caught it last night, Payday, but there was a Jesse Ventura season premiere last night, and the show topic was the reptilian shapeshifters and all these things, and he was like, I'm going to debunk it. I'm going to prove it's wrong. And I've never really been a fan of the reptilian David Icke things and all that stuff, but I kind of like to see him cover that topic, and I don't know if you caught that episode last night, but if you haven't, it's kind of weird to watch. I don't know I don't know who he's working for over there at True TV, but
I missed it, but it's funny. I didn't even know about it. What happened? I'm gonna check it out.
Well, yeah, at the end of the episode, he actually got an interview with David Icke, and he was hammering David, man. He was asking him, like, real questions, well, where are they at? Prove it to me. And David Icke got so upset that he left and walked off. He took his laptop and went in the back, and it was kind of funny to see that because nobody's ever really approached David Icke like that. They've always had him on their show and all these things, but like I said, it was just good to see him cover that topic, but then again, it kind of distracts from, like, everything that we're trying to let people know about. I don't want people researching the reptilian thing. I want them to research, Monsanto and, real issues that are really affecting everybody, But I do believe,
that's fascinating.
I do believe that there is some kind of bloodline. Yeah, I do believe there's a bloodline or a royalty hierarchy bloodline or something like that that's going on of interbreeding or something, but, that's my opinion.
But the queen doesn't have to shapeshift. She's already a lizard.
Very true. Very true. So, yeah, go ahead and check that out if you get a chance. And, some of these other people in the movement, I mean, I know your history with Alex and topics like that. So, I kind of wanted to briefly touch on some of those with you if you could. I remember our discussion we had a couple of days, I guess it was Friday, I was talking to you about it. People are starting to wake up to these people in the movement, trying to, they're starting to question them and not really see where they're coming from or what their motives are about. And that's sketchy to have, people, send me your money and I'll tell you the truth. I'm the only truth,
The Bavarian Illuminati death cult, the German death cult, Illuminati, the world order.
Right. Right. So yeah,
I'm sorry, but yeah, I mean it's a distraction. You have to call it what it is, and we know
right.
what it is, and if we don't, then we can talk about it.
Mhm. But it's it's comical at this point, because for me, I mean, to profit from things like this is important, to get a little bit of reinsurance, to know what you're doing. You're putting out a good product or whatever, but at a certain point, these people are getting vast amounts of money, so you kind of have to question their overhead and what their motives are. You have to see it in that way. It's hard for me to trust people, period. So I always question everybody in the movement and research on my own. If I get something, I always go cross-reference it and research it the best of my ability.
Look at everybody's information, man. Like, take all their information and take it for what it is. Use your own discernment, but watch their conclusions and where they want to take you.
Yep. That's about it. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it. You got to be leery. You got to kind of tiptoe around some of this information because you don't know what their motives are.
Yep. I'm just muting your background noise. My daughter's choking over here.
Yeah, that's no problem. Actually, we can take a little bit of break if you want to do that. Play another song. 4 or 5 minute break, and we'll come back.
Yeah.
If you want to, that's all right.
That's great.
Okay. Brian, I'm going to try to play this song here, but if it doesn't work, I might need your assistance. But I wanted to play No Monsanto by Payday Monsanto, and this is one of my favorite tracks of his. It's kind of an old school kind of groove on it, and explains a lot in this song. This song is lyrically packed with information. So I hope people, when they hear these songs tonight, I hope they kind of take this in, even if they've heard it before, just let these songs, sink into your mind and take it all in. So I'm going to go into it now.
William, in the first chapter or the introduction of your book, you bring forth a very famous quote, which is that of Henry Kissinger,
right,
which says, control the oil and you control nations, control the food and you control the people.
Thanks to all who lent support when people threatened me with court. They tried to persecute me for the goodies I produce. One day I spliced a couple genes. I've seen this vision in a dream. Isn't this the beauty? It came right to me. Control the whole world with just a little seed. Some people call it avarice, but I don't see the greed. Just try to understand. Try to understand. I don't want to take your land. My name is Monsanto. Mad scientist said loose. You want wicked? I got the whole kit and caboose. The trees and the bees are extinct. You gotta die. I got the food is genetically modified. Yummy, yummy, good for your tummy. Frankenstein bovine, it make me mad money. I slice a lightning bug gene with bull semen. Produce enough beef to keep the whole world screaming. Just one caveat that you're not supposed to know. When the little baby calves drop out, their noses blow. I make the earth cry heavenly tears. Work with the Pentagon for over 70 years. Some people say I'm mad flagrant to foreigners and label me cause I made the agents oranger. They just have said I'm gonna keep the yada rockin'. Hit them with dioxin and heavy metal toxins. My Terminator seeds are brighten up your darkest. They commit suicide right after harvest. Franken food, some people keep yelling. They don't want to consume the miracle I'm selling. Good for them, they have no choice. I bought they congressmen, they have no voice. Just a facsimile thereof. Don't it seem so real now? Show mad love. It's all been carefully constructed for you. Don't resist now, please, there's not much that you can do. Come on, farmers, don't try to resist. My GMO is windborn, all it takes is just a kiss. So try to understand, try to understand, try to understand. We gotta have your land. Yeah, that was absolutely amazing. Like I said, that's one of my favorite songs from Payday. I hope everybody can join us again. If Brian's listening, I hope he can unmute everybody, bring him back in. You there, Brian?
I'm here.
Okay. Yep.
Brandon's here. Payday's here.
Okay. Good. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks for the kind words, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate everything you do, man. Like I said, I haven't heard a bad song from you yet, and I don't intend on hearing one because I know the quality of the product you put out. So I'm just, like I said, I say, certain songs are my favorite, but I kind of think they're all, my favorites. They're all like hits, So.
Yeah, and just for, the audience that's listening, Can you describe a little bit about what you were talking about in that song there when it, taking the land and whatnot, for those people that might not be familiar with that and what you meant?
That aspect of it is simply, a lot of this GMO it's patented and it's windborne, so when it blows into another, if they plant it somewhere and it happens to contaminate another farm, they can basically sue the farmer and take the land, and it's happened.
And it happens very frequently.
It's happened, 99% of the time.
And a lot of times what you're dealing with is farms that don't have a lot of resources, so who's going to win in court? A lot of times these people are barely getting by as it is. Farms are extremely expensive to maintain, equipment's expensive, and, they're just stealing, they're stealing everybody's farm. Now they own everybody's farm.
Yeah, he brought up in that song, too, and I think Brandon was just saying it, but the Terminator seeds, they die after one harvest. I mean, what is that? That's insane. I've never even heard of
So they always have to go back to the seed bank to purchase the seeds. They always have to go back to Monsanto to get it.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, that's very, very informative to put stuff like that, and very, very brave. Like, I consider us doing this show my civil duty to inform citizens on what's going on, the facade of the rogue government that we have in play. And I feel that anytime sitting there listening to an album and you have somebody sitting there mentioning an Ariel Sharon buying government and Monsanto Terminator Project, I got to give mad respect to that person for doing so, because, you're getting that information out there one way or the other. So, yeah. Ariel Sharon, that was, I don't know what song it was, if that was an excerpt or whatnot, but that was pretty cool, though. I definitely enjoyed hearing that.
That was No Monsanto by Payday.
I was on Lambs of the Slaughter. And I was muted. I'm sorry if I'm mixing myself up here, muting myself when I want to be unmuted. But that's the key, like with something you said, having this information, what are you going to do with it once you know about it? I mean, I just took my art and utilized it to inform people to the best of my ability, and I'm glad that there's people, no matter how few they may be, and it's ever increasing, but it's just great that people appreciate it, and it'll keep me doing it as best I can, as long as I can.
Excellent. Well, that's awesome. We need more people like you. I mean, there's a few people out there, but, you're one of the people that, it's like we've been saying, all the songs are great, and, you're always touching on an issue. There's no, comical, nothing about anything that's not important, because, you're using your breath, you're using your talent for things that are important, and, whether people choose to get educated, normally they say, something has to happen for people to learn, and that's kind of the era of ignorance and uneducation that we live in now, where, people are going to have to wake up, dead broke in a camp somewhere, for them to be like, oh, man, maybe I should start caring about this stuff.
It's too late then.
Yeah, right. But in a lot of cases, unfortunately, that's what it takes some people.
And also
they
very
don't inherently care about it.
Yeah, and also, in the art form and the style that you deliver things, I'll find things that are comical. It's kind of funny to hear some of the lyrics, because I'm like, wow. I mean, the way I don't know. It's just like I said, when I came across your music, I was blown away. I was floored by it. I was I couldn't believe, there's an artist out there that's putting out a product, music, especially music, something that I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of real hip hop. So again, it's a great thing to have you on the show, and I can't thank you enough for taking time to do this tonight.
And again, man, I got to return that and just say, thank you, all caps.
Right.
As I told you on the text, man, thank you.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Mhm. And anything, man, when the album is ready or any of that, man, you're more than welcome to come back. You can go ahead and promote it on our, on the show. I'm interested in it. I want to know when it's coming out. So
as we were discussing, earlier this
right.
week, I think a monthly thing would be cool.
Yeah, it would. I think it'd be great for our listeners, sort of like a gift to them, because I kind of want to give them something back for their support of supporting us, because we came a long way to where we are right now on this show tonight. And I know Brandon and Brian can both vouch for that. But like I said, I just want to give something back to the listeners, and I know a lot of our listeners tonight are huge fans of yours. And, I see our phone lines are lighting up. People are trying to get in to ask questions or whatever they want. But I want to let all the listeners know if they can hold their questions maybe till hour 2, because, like I said, we're going to be covering a lot of stuff tonight. And I kind of want to focus on, the music for the first hour, and then, after that maybe we'll take some callers and see what they have to say. But again, like I said, it's amazing to see, where we're at tonight and having this show. And, I'm floored, man. I don't even know what to say at sometimes thinking about this show. And I've been so excited about it, all week about this. And it means a lot to me, if that means anything to anybody. It means a lot to me to be able to make this show for everybody. And, I appreciate all the support and everybody helping us out.
Yeah, no doubt,
love,
man.
Great to be here.
Right. But yeah, you guys can go ahead, man. If you got any questions or anything for Payday, go ahead, man.
I was going to say, I don't want to break up the format, but instead of making people hold, I'll take some brief questions or whatever, some brief comments or constructive criticisms, whatever they got.
All right. Well, like I said, I might throw another track in here in a couple minutes, and maybe after that break we'll go ahead and take a caller if people want to hang on, on hold for a little bit. I know we have one caller on hold. I'm not sure if Brian knows who that is or not, but
I was wondering how Payday felt about our new president. That doesn't seem too comical.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Let me put the phone in my ear.
No, I was wondering how you feel about our new president-elect. I know it's redundancy, but honestly, I'm just wondering.
Obama phone? I can't hear you. I'm on my Obama phone.
Oh, I am too. They weren't great for me though. Shit.
Anybody who ain't seen that video, it's hilarious.
right.
I think you can just YouTube Obama phone. Is just some cat I'm on my Obama phone.
They get paid $8 billion for that commercial. People don't think that they don't make bank off. You sit there. Why the hell they come out with food stamp commercials for? And it's all in Spanish, son. And dude, they make bank off of those things. The state makes bank. They do. They make $8 million for them shits.
That's crazy.
There's profit in that shit. There's profit.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's just another
just
form
like this profit in prisoners.
Absolutely.
That's
Big money.
Transportation of flesh.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
That's why New York City bans food donations to the homeless.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Right now in their time of need, they say that, we can't assess the salt, fat, and fiber content, according to CBS News, because it's freaking Bloomberg's food police. And now, people are gonna, they were offering them bagels. They're like, sorry, we can't have them have free bagels. No way.
God forbid, free bagels.
Yeah.
Just call it Krispy Kreme with the lights on. Pick up the Krispy Kreme with the lights on, a red light, everyone gets free donuts.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, but I think 2009, every single state got something from our government saying that they wanted to buy all their prisons. So all the prisons that were going in debt in every state basically got privatized. So you're exactly correct, Monsanto, when you say that.
Right.
That's
also,
wild.
how long have you been really making music? I know it's been a while. I don't know how long, but, how long have you been, producing music and putting out products like that?
On a more serious level, probably since around 2000. It started in I would say 1998 was a turning point. I've been making music since 92.
Right.
So thereabout. But like 98 was a turning point, and then 2000, and then 9/11. That just changed everything. You know, that was a exclamation point on everything.
Yeah, I know you're very vocal about 9/11 in some of your songs. I know somewhat of your story of, you know, what happened and how you felt about it. But yeah, it did change it. It changed everybody's life, I think. You know, I think 9/11 was that point when everybody realized, you know, we're being lied to big time.
The fact that all this shit that they're doing now is, you know, it is founded on 9/11 and based on 9/11, the event,
exactly,
the fraud, the false flag, self-inflicted wound, if you want to call it that, but I choose to say it's an outside job, and, you know, it was Israeli Mossad did the spec work and the leg work for the large part.
Right.
And all this tyrannical legislation and the following wars and just so many things that they're trying to push is all based on 9/11, and that's why I think 9/11 truth is the crux of things right now.
Right.
Yeah.
That has to be,
You're absolutely right,
true.
and you have to look at,
it has to be axiomatic that was the 9/11 official story is bullshit. And I think for the most part, anybody with two brain cells to rub together knows that the official story is, you know, the biggest conspiracy theory of all.
True.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Follow the money. You know, there was missing gold that was stolen out of the bottom of one of those buildings. You know, there was insurance fraud, massive insurance fraud. He had double, terrorist insurance that he just
so
got
many
on
prongs to it. Yeah,
that building had
like
asbestos in it.
They
They had to come
reasons.
down anyway.
Right.
Yeah, white
Right.
elephants they were. They had to come down.
Yep.
So
And
why
then,
not use them? Why not take them down and just use them to get so many other things that you want, like, you know, wars, legislation, passed, you know, basically.
Well, there's a classic line that I remember from one, you know, I'm sure I have the song on here now, but you were saying, you know, two planes pulverized 3 buildings, and that's another thing we have to remember, you know, Building 7, it wasn't just 2 buildings that came down that day. There was another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they told me it was going to come down before it did.
Exactly.
It's amazing, even to this day, how many people don't even know about Building 7.
I know, man.
Everything's under control. That's odd for me to be able to pinpoint a song from one of my lyrics, but yeah, that's everything's under control.
Right.
Because I don't even know my own shit. I got to start rehearsing it.
And there's still tracks of yours that I haven't even heard yet, you know, some of your older stuff. But like I said, man, when I came across the music, it motivated me. It made me better. It made me want to strive to get the word out to people. So every time I meet somebody and I'm like, hey, you're interested in this stuff? Well, listen to this. Try, you know, go on YouTube and look up, you know, Payday Monsanto and listen to some of these songs. And, you know, I've turned a lot of people onto your music by doing that. But like I said, you got to have the right kind of person, because in today's society, you know, we're not dealing with geniuses. We're dealing with fluorinated people in all kinds of things.
That's lovely. Thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem. And, you know, it's essential to get this information out. And, you know, I want to see you like and have success, and I want to see you grow bigger, and I want to see you do better, because, like I said, this is very potent music, and I think people need to hear it, you know, all over the world. You know?
I appreciate that.
So, yeah, I mean, if you guys don't mind, you know, we'll take a break. If anybody has anything to add in before we do, though, now would be the time.
Actually, I'd like to interject real quick. It's very interesting that you brought up the Mossad. Actually, I'm actually glad you brought that up, because from my standpoint, I never really got to look at them as a factor. But anybody that don't know what the Mossad is out there, we're kind of growing up to, you know, the sort of younger ones are kind of brought up to believe everybody out in the Middle East that have these names like, you know, Mossad, whatnot, Al-Qaeda, you know, that these are all terrorist funded and organized, when actually, you know, like Hillary Clinton said the CIA funded and created Al Qaeda and as well as we funded and aided the Taliban when they fought Soviet Russia. But the Mossad is the Israelis' Central Intelligence Agency. That's what the Mossad is, and they orchestrated things like the bombings in Munich, and I think actually there's a movie on it. But it's very interesting that you bring up the Mossad because from my standpoint, from my investigative standpoint, I haven't gotten the chance to factor them in, but that actually makes a lot more sense now because, like I said, that they're the people that carried out, these people would go out in the world during the 60s and 70s, and, the Mossad would send killers out there to look for, Nazi, people who were Nazi war criminals that the world tried to operate, which
like the CIA with autonomy. Absolutely. The CIA equivalent, they operate throughout the world with autonomy, killing people who they deem a threat, whether it be someone, working with Iran or, whoever they deem a threat, they can just assassinate them, and it's not even a secret for the most part.
And that's the thing. They kill indiscriminately in a way. Like they're out there. I think I don't know if it's Wikipedia, but one of these online sites where you can look up the definition. If you look up the definition of Mossad, I believe it actually says in the definition for it that they're out there for the Jewish community. I mean, that kind of sounds like something from like an Aryan nation saying, "Okay, we're out there for the white community." Well, these people say they're out there to protect the Jewish community,
ADL, and they have to say the Anti-Defamation League, and when it's really just it's a pro-Jewish organization. But the Mossad has these Sayanim all over the world, little helpers, in different fields, whether they be communications, hospitals, government. These Sayanim who basically help them and get them passports and everything.
Right.
And I think they have this war at this point.
Yeah,
as far as the scope of their operations worldwide.
That's bad. But yeah, Brian, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to play another song here. We'll take another couple-minute break. And I believe in the top of the second hour, we'll go ahead and debut the new song, but I don't know if I want to push it to the end of the show or go ahead and let it be heard, but the listeners won't be disappointed. So we'll take a couple-minute break, and we'll be right back. So, Brian, if you can help out and do your thing.
Sure.
And after the song, maybe bring us back in.
Every song we will give you a pleasurable tip to insert in your neck like an animal. Let me slow it down so you can comprehend it. I got the underfuncable proof. Elementary puzzle. Not a complicated riddle. They got you talking about guns, diamonds, and bitches. Elementary puzzle, not a complicated riddle. Did you understand the severity of the situation?
Atomic bomb blast brought to you by Comcast. Recorded on DVR so you can press rewind fast. Virtual combat, prepping you for mission soon. Practicing on civilians while you're chilling in your living room. Identical to real life, except for the men you kill for real when you get sent to kill in real life. Animation done so realistically. When you see the true battlefield on the screen, you think the shit was done by Disney. They pixelated the perception of a generation, mesmerized the multitudes with handy little innovation. Gave them convenient means to love their own incarceration. Non-invasive ways that they can track and trace and database them. And if you ain't prepared to get your Vera chip, there's a list for you in which you'll be labeled a terrorist. Indeed. 200,000 heartless mercenary forces are back from Iraq to take orders from their bosses. cannibals to better make the human animal understand the rules. The alphabet got you under a spell that is magical. You've been possessed ever since your first day of grammar school. Easily programmable by your controllers. Education developed by devils, divine molders. It don't take long to get you under the spell and square off your head another brick into the well. Child protection services run by child molesters, cheaters, wife beaters, and leaders of wild fiestas. The heads of university used to favor men openly and walk around naked in the gymnasium. Today you send your children off alone to be with them. Good old boy clubs like the Bohemian is where you'll see them in. You better learn about your enemy with urgency instead of exerting all your energy on absurdity.
Wake the fuck up from your slumber. This is not a joke, nor is it a test. Wake the fuck up from your slumber. I got the unwake. Wake the fuck up from your slumber.
They got you talking about guns, diamonds, and bitches.
Wake the fuck up to make you a slave. Wake the fuck up from your slumber. Wake the fuck up. I'm here to break away the chains, take away the pain. Wake the fuck up from your slumber. It's all written down in black and white. The plans to control you. Wake the fuck up from your slumber. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up from your slumber. Wake the fuck up from your slumber. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up from your slumber. Wake up.
Again, wow. Amazing. That was amazing. Like I said, those songs,
that's one
man.
of my favorites. That's one of the few songs in my that I can listen to.
That has to be a classic. Again, you touched on a massive amount of information in that song with the Child Protective Services and the Bohemian Grove, all those things, man. That's essential. People need to know about those things. And that was very deep lyrical content in that song. I can't stress that enough.
Nice. That was that Vancouver weed. Did that out Vancouver. I missed that
right
weed.
On. Yeah, right on. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, what's
what I'm talking about?
Your stance on that? I mean, can you kind of elaborate on that? How you feel about marijuana and how all these things are going on? With Colorado and other places legalizing
in Washington. Yes, it's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's good to see something break through. I got to charge my phone here, batteries. Right. But yeah, marijuana. Just Google YouTube $1 trillion plant. I mean, that's all I got to say. It'll save the world, and they know that.
Oh yeah, they know it.
What they did was demonize an angelic flower and made it a weed.
Oh, it's a gateway drug. It's a gateway.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Meanwhile, and then on the other hand, to see them push all of their poisons, it would be hysterical if it wasn't so serious and sad.
Yeah, exactly. And then, with the rappers, the mainstream rappers promoting everything, some of these rappers are just clowns, man, like pathetic, just poor examples of what the music genre should be. You'll never even find content with it. It's about the club on Friday. It's about, we touched on these things earlier. It's about all these other things except for what's important, and the way they criminalize and demonize weed is just, it's really sad. And, like you were saying, man, it'll help the planet, and it'll help states, and it'll help people, not to mention the hemp products and other things that can be manufactured from it.
I hope
down the line.
State with this Prop I-502 or whatever it was, I forget exactly. I'm not sure if that was it, but you know, they basically plan to phase in the complete decriminalization of marijuana. You know, with the thought that it's going to help their economy, and if they do it right, it certainly will. And not only will it help their economy, I think it'll make them flourish and prosper as a state and just shine. And any state that utilizes this plant's ability, you know. And then I think it's just a gateway, excuse the pun, for the medicinal usage. You know, because it's a medicinal wonder. And our brains and our bodies are hardwired for this plant, and it's sad.
Well, with the advancements in cancer research and things like that, that's another topic that the mainstream won't touch, and they don't even want to get into it. You know, they want to have people wear pink, but there's a deep-rooted story there, and it needs to be talked about. But they're not doing that, which is, you know, it's crazy to me to even think about it. And if you look at behind these cancer associations, I mean, just follow the money, and you'll find out what these organizations are all about. You know, in my opinion.
And I can't document it, but I wouldn't be surprised if I spent 8, 12 plus hours. I would find that it's circular. It leads right back to the people. You know, just like as far as the drug deal and the prison owners. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same people who are behind the things that cause disease are behind these things that treat the disease. You know, the poisons that treat them and the poisons that cause them.
Yeah, we can talk about another song of yours. I actually don't have it uploaded, but, you know, the Crack is Addictive song, you know, where you talk about, you know, I'm not selling crack for the CIA anymore, and that's so true. It's so concrete truth. You know, I don't think people know how to, comprehend that or even understand it. But they've been caught red-handed numerous times, and on our other shows we've covered that. But, you know, that's another song I recommend people check out is Crack is Addictive by Payday. Important information in that song as well about the operations of these government institutions and whatnot. And also, that's one of my favorites, too. And throw that in there.
Thanks for even bringing that up. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because I was looking through the files and stuff, and I didn't see it. But again, that's a great song. I recommend any listeners go ahead and check that song out. In the event, you know, we offered a event page for this. So in that event page, if people go to that, it's full of your tracks, numerous songs of yours. And like I said, we added you to a couple of our groups. It's My Opinion is actually Brandon's group, and We Can Handle the Truth is my group. But, you know, we kind of work with each other, and Brian, he does a lot of things with pages and different things that we work on. But we're always constantly, promoting your message and your music in there. So it was only right to bring you in to those groups. And
that's great, man, and I'm going to have to check them out. I really don't. Now that you mention it, I recall seeing them groups, and I'm going to have to check them out.
And check the group files while you're at it, too. There's a lot of good information in there. People have uploaded documents and files to these groups, and it's full of information. I suggest, giving that a look, too. But I know you're busy. Like I said, I appreciate everything that you do and helping us out tonight. I know you got a lot going on with personal things and whatnot. So
yeah, don't we all? It's rough.
Yeah, we're all we're all running around. So, but it's important, to have somebody out there that, I could honestly say, like I said, through the music and through the projects and songs that you've done. Like I said, it influenced and it changed me. It kind of made me better. So I can't thank you enough for that.
Wow. Thank you. You did. Really?
Yeah, so, like I was saying, I don't know if we should premiere this song in the next 5 minutes, here at the top of the hour. But this song, like I said, this song is amazing. I can't even, when it hit my ears, it was like a, It was so amazing when the first time I heard this song. You know, I would like to hold it to the end of the show, but I think we'll go ahead and play it at the top of the hour or a little bit after the hour, and just, you know, we'll take callers and see what people really think, you know, see if anybody wants to call in and talk to you or any of us or any of that. So, you know, just a thought.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead.
All right, I was just saying, fucking, what you guys were saying about the weed was getting legal there? What states legalize it? Like just a couple, or and are those?
Well,
states
I know it's
going
Colorado
broke?
and Washington, I believe, right? Washington State.
Yeah, Colorado and Washington, to my knowledge.
Right.
Are they like I know like when California started to go broke, that's like when they started to like legalize it and shit. Is that the same scenario with these two states? Are they starting to like go financially broke? Or Brian probably had the information on that. But I was just curious to know.
They're all probably broke by now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's you know, the catalyst.
Right. And not to mention on the drug things. I mean, how many people are sitting in prison right now over petty drug, you know, weed charges? I mean, it's crazy, man. You get caught with a certain amount of weed, you know, you're doing a year. That's insane.
Yeah, you'd think no victim, no crime, right? But unfortunately, that's not how it works.
Well, that's because
they
make big business. You know, if it costs $60,000 a year to house an inmate, and then the government has to borrow that $60,000 and then pay back with interest over time, you know, that $60,000 might cost $120, and you got 120 times, you know, the largest prison population in the entire world per capita. You know, so people are worth more to them in bondage in jail than they are, you know, collecting tax revenues off somebody who's poor who only makes $20,000 a year.
Right.
You know, 4%. You know, they're going to get like $4,000 in taxes, but more. You know, and that's the same thing with the welfare, you know, or the food stamps, you know, because all that money is debt, and that's what, you know, the healthcare thing was all about. It was about taking over the college student loan industry, so it was another form of a bailout, so they could get out of their shitty debt. And they even passed legislation so people would, you know, declare bankruptcy, and they still couldn't get out of their debt. It follows you forever. It's like the worst thing ever. And they knew it was going to happen. And then they come up with, like, University of Phoenix Online or, you know, all these, you know, online, you know, schools and stuff. And they're like, yeah, it's like $25,000 a year. And then, like, there was, like, so much fraud going on in there. They would, like, have, like, homeless people, like, going to school, you know, and they're, like, not getting, you know, through. Like, they'll go through for, like, you know, a year or two, but then have $60,000 in debt, and obviously they're never going to pay it back.
Yeah, it's like, go follow your dreams, you know, but here's a little side note. You got to pay this money back. And they love that, man. They love it. But that's one example, you know, that's just one example. So it's pretty bad, you know, the state we're living in and certain things that are going on. And like I said, these things affect everybody. This isn't just like a random person, you know, affected by that. This is states, this is, you know, all that's intertwined into it. But it's crazy to think about and actually process that information. And, you know, that's why we have Brian on the shows, is because Brian is in tune with a lot of, you know, information that otherwise I wouldn't know about. So I'd like to thank Brian for what he does, and Brandon. You know, I couldn't do it without these two guys on this network. So it's important to have them, you know, around. It's good to have good people around, you know, like-minded people.
Indeed.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it becomes mind-boggling.
I think we're going to go ahead and debut this new track here, and I want people to be easy with listening to this, because this is something that a lot of people haven't heard yet, and like I said, it's an amazing track. And I can't thank you enough, Payday, for doing it. I can't. You know,
my pleasure.
I can't put it in words. So, yeah, we'll get into that now. So we'll be back in about 4 minutes, everybody. But like I said, everybody listen to this track, and after the break, if there's any callers or anybody that wants to call in and give their 2 cents or opinions or whatever they have, you know, after the break, that would be the time to do it. So I'm going to go into it now.
don't like who the fuck I be, cause I vow to liquidate the FCC and utilize advanced technology to make a murderous army follow me. Arch enemy of the police state, they cannot stand TRUGH. Intellectual cowards run away from debates. They built an industry on unadulterated hate. Illuminati can't buy me or play me. I am not your Kanye West or Jay-Z. The Rockefellers get vigorous kicks from killing crackers, wetbacks, wops, niggas, and spics. Only an invalid don't understand why I'm insulted. Naming their record labels after motherfucking vultures. Cultures are created by monsters with the intent to incarcerate you, get you divided and conquered.
I want you all to remember, your representatives are pathological liars, nothing short of insane. Complicit in the murder of millions, and I'm sorry that's still their agenda. They're talking to you so tender, but with utter contempt, cause they need your consent to get you on the train. That's the intent. As long as you're oblivious to this, you agree to surrender.
Has been condemned by the wise as a treasonous crime despised since the beginning of time. Money changes are bloody dangerous and forbidden by God. Jesus Christ flipped over their tables and hit them with rods. Mere talk leads to poverty, forced labor and sodomy, predicated on grand theft, larceny and robbery. Police enforce corporate policy, unsavory. A people unarmed is the definition of slavery. Peace officers used to be neighborly, but their bravery has been replaced with savagery and depravity. Cause they're owned by the corporate plutocracy. Their only job description is protecting private property. That don't mean your home, cause your home you don't own. They issued you a jacket and convinced you that you would sink without it.
You belong to the state. Think about it. I want you all to remember, your representatives are pathological liars, nothing short of insane. Complicit in the murder of millions, and I'm sorry that's still their agenda. They're talking to you so tender, but with utter contempt, cause they need your consent to get you on the train. As long as you're oblivious to this, you agree to surrender. Yes, and we're back. Why isn't that on the radio? Why don't we hear that pumping through everybody's cars and everybody playing that? You know, that's crazy, man. That song right there will change people's lives. I don't know if people understand that, but that will change your way of thinking and the way people see the world. You know, Brian, I know that's the first time you've heard that, the whole track. You have any opinion on that?
Yeah, I thought it was amazing, you know. Just very well put together. You know, I like how he called out Jay-Z and Kanye because, you know, it's about time. You know, everybody sits here and, you know, worships them, worship everything they wear, but
right.
I don't know.
That's true.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and that's another thing, you know. By saying that, you know, it's like the Illuminati can't buy me or, you know, that's crazy. That's insane to even rap about because that's what's going on. People will do a lot to get that fortune and fame, and I don't believe in my soul and in my heart that Payday will ever go that route. But like you were saying, man, it's essential to talk about these people, man, because these people are misleading a lot. They're misleading masses amount of people to their own destruction, which is very sad.
It don't even end anywhere near them. You know, it's just permeated throughout the whole entire culture. in every genre of music.
You know, if Jay-Z votes for Obama, you know, you're supposed to vote for him. That's the person we're getting voting advice from, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy. He's like, yeah, I can call him on my cell phone and all these things. Well, you know, that's why is that even relevant? You know what I'm saying? And they're on the radio, they're on these shows, they're on Masonic television, MTV, all that, man. And it's played out, and it's really, at this point, it's I don't even know what to say about it. But people that support that kind of, you know, mainstream music, and I'm gonna tell people on that are listening right now, you know, 9 out of 10 times, if it's on the radio, it's not real music. And if you're hearing it being played through these radio stations and whatnot, you know, oh, we're real hip-hop. No, they're not. They're not even close to real hip-hop. They don't even understand what it is. So, like I said, that last song we just played, that last song, man, like when I heard that for the first time, it blew me away. I say that constantly to you, and I keep telling you that, but, you know, that was just lyrical genius right there. I've never heard anything like that.
And I guess the reason why you won't hear it on the radio is you just got to look in the Clear Channel and follow the money with them, because
exactly
with the you know, the deregulation of the FCC, I think in the late '80s it took place. Things just began to change. They went from owning like 50 stations to 5,000 within 5-6 years.
Yeah, you know, look into all of them. You know, look into Sumner Redstone. Look into Viacom. You know, they have monopolies on everything.
And I mean, you know, Sumner Redstone. That's your Masonic TV. That's your MTV right there. Viacom MTV.
BET too. You got
an old one. They're all owned by the same same corporation.
Real name Mary Rothstein.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if Brandon was having some phone issues or not, but I hope he can join us again. I know.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, I know that was the first time Brandon heard that song. You know, all the way through.
Yeah, that's tight, dude. It's like, you know, when I listen to, like, Biggie and shit, man, that's like, he tells a story right there. And, like, beyond a shadow of a doubt, like, Payday stands in, like, his own league, man. Like, it's just so descriptive. Like I said before, like, you can watch the news and you can get bullshit, or you can listen to some Payday and you can give what's really going down, like, right then and there.
Right. He is carving his own lane.
That's too much. I appreciate that. Very humbling.
Yeah, Brandon. I actually brought Brandon to listening to you, and I remember he was telling me. I talked to you about this, you know, off the air and everything. But I was like, you know, I was talking to Brandon. He was like, "Man, I needed that. Thanks for letting my ears hear that." And that's what I'm saying. Like when I show people your music, like it's like I said, it can change people, man. It can change the way they think, and it's, you know, your words are power. You know what you're doing.
And that should like inflate my ego. I should be like, yo, yeah, that's right, eargasms, yo. That's what I give them. But no, it's very humbling. I'm on
I mean, any of your songs, we can. That'd be, you know, they're all like theme music to what we do, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I kind of reached out to you and kind of wanted to talk to you, and you know, pick your brain. I was fascinated by your music, so you know, it's kind of good to know that you're like, you know, just like one of us, and you know, we all have our own problems. You know, we're all going through things, but like I said, your music, I listen to it constantly. It's always playing in my headphones and through all my research and everything that I'm doing, playing in these shows and all that. I'm listening to it. And,
and when I hear that, man, it just, like I said, it charges me to keep on doing it. And
yeah, I hate to say I'm like your number one fan, but that might be what it is. You know, not a fan, but like I'm a big supporter of what you do. You know.
And I appreciate the opportunity to come on the show, man.
Mhm. And like I said, by all means,
glad to have you.
Yeah, you're always welcome, anytime. And you know, your connection with some of the other people in the music industry, not the industry, but the music movement, truth movement, music. That's another thing I didn't know about. Like I didn't know Gemini and you talk like that. I had no idea. So that's important too. to connect with like people that are kind of putting out, you know, similar product to what you're doing, and like features and things like that.
And I have Gemini, and I have a collaboration coming out. Thanks to Bankster.
Right, I remember you were telling me about that. And I hope to have him on a future show as well. I've been communicating with him a little bit. And it would be, you know, it'd be awesome if I can get both you guys on the show at the same time, in the same night. Maybe even for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, just to talk to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great.
Because I'm waiting on that song. I don't even know what to expect when I hear that.
I'm waiting on it too. I sent him my verse parts, and I'm just waiting for Paranoid to mix it down and master it.
Well, he told me the same thing you told me. You know, he said it's coming. So
cool.
I'm very excited about that song. As well as, you know,
did he malign me for bringing it up, for mentioning it? Because I don't know if I'm supposed to even mention it, but I can't.
Well,
I can't wait to hear it.
I tell you, like on Facebook, I friended him, and you know he comments to me and stuff. But once he learned that I was having you on the show, and you were going to be, we were going to premiere exclusive track from you, and we were going to play your music. He commented on my page, and he was like, you know, much respect and this and that. And I told him, I was like, you know, I'm honored to be even speaking to you, and you know, I'd love to have you on the show one night. And he was like, yeah. You know, and I briefly brought up you. I told him, I was like, you know, we're having Payday on the show, and he was like, oh yeah, well, you know, look out for our new single, you know, Bankster. So yeah, maybe that's my fault for jumping the gun, but I just want to get that out there. You know, I want people to hear that, because I can only imagine what it's going to be, and that's incredible to even think about. You know, so. Hopefully we can get him on a future show. I would love to talk to him as well. I'm a big fan of what he does too, you know.
Yeah, I'm game for that, because it's been a while. Me and Jim were on the it was an actual FM college station, I think, together for a brief minute. I was actually the interviewee, and he chimed in with DJ Ball.
Right.
You know, it's a big movement, and we're all in it together at the end of the day, even if we don't know each other. But I'm friends with a lot of the musicians in the movement: Jordan Page, Poker Face, Amp Killer, Scrap Metal Bomb, and just a host of others. Well,
I mean, you know, who are you a fan of in the truth music movement? I mean, like, who do you listen to? Because I want to know that. You know, your feelings.
I generally, I'll listen to Poker Face. I'll listen to Jordan Page, but I'm listening to a lot of old school hip hop and classic rock and classic soul.
Yeah, me too, man. I mean, I listen to all kinds of music. It's funny you say that, because you know your music kind of blends a lot of different genres. Like, not all your songs are like hardcore, punch in the face, you know, kind of music. It's like some of it's like laid back, you know, guitars, nice, you know, all that stuff's intertwined. Nice rhythms.
I like I said, you have spread it out.
Yeah, you have a talent for music that's incredible. Like, I don't know where you come up with it. I don't know where you come up with some of the stuff you make. But yeah, not to boost your ego or any of that. So,
yeah, I mean, I've heard it a lot, and I think it comes from my love of music. I love so many different styles of music. You know, over even shit that came out last month, if it's got a classic feel to it, or a certain feel,
True.
I'm digging it. You know, but I'm generally stuck on old school, you know, 50s, 60s, 70s, and I seldom travel beyond that.
Right.
And if I do, it's you know, it's highly motivated and influenced by music of 40, 50 years ago.
Right, I got you.
They just don't make them like they used to, man. They can't.
Of course. And like I said, that comes through in a lot of your songs. Like, I can hear that, you know, your passion for it. So, yeah, that's important. I just wanted to, you know, people to hear that, because, like I said, you mix a lot of different genres, and you know, most people first hearing your songs and stuff, they're not even really going to notice it, but it's there, you know, just like the lyrical content of it. It's all.
I don't know if
matters.
anybody can. I don't know if anybody noticed, but the Surrender joint has a woo feel to it because basically same sample, but I took like an extra piece of it. RZA is a big influence on me. I mean, a lot of people are Pete Rock, Large Professor, RZA, you know, the BDP. But yeah, that dude, he's a minimalist. He classifies himself as just taking a very little chunk of something and making something explosive out of it. I can't do that. Right. If it's something dope, I have to sample the whole thing. I have to chop everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't blame you. But yeah, like I said, the people that first, you know, the people that first come across your music, you know, they're in for a big surprise and a big gift that they probably were unaware of. So yeah, I'll do everything I can to get, you know, your music out the best I can. Like I said, if you continue to come on these shows and everything, it's just going to help both parties, both sides of it. You know, we'll work on that later on, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're always welcome on this network. As long as I'm a part of it, you know, you're more than welcome to come on.
Without a doubt. Thank you.
And, you know, I hope one day we can meet up and, you know, maybe party and hang out, but, you know, later date, we'll talk about that later.
No doubt, no doubt. I see my, you know, in the future, not too distant future, you know, my ease of travel, you know, a lot, you know, a lot more flexible to travel. But right now, it's a little hectic.
No, I believe it.
You know. Hey, man.
Right. There they are. I didn't know if Brandon and Brian were still with us.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I was just mentioning about the, you know, TSA. They make it all the more pleasurable to travel. Free prostate exams at every exit.
Would you like the cancer or the rape?
Right.
That's what they meant about free healthcare. Was right there. The free prostate exams they give you at airports. That's what the whole healthcare thing was about.
Yeah, I haven't traveled in a while because of the TSA situation. I don't approve of what they're doing, but then again, you know, I guess we have to draw the line in the sand, you know, if we're going to fly or not.
Yep.
Also, you know, if you can kind of talk about, you know, the entertainment industry and its tie-ins to, like, you know, using symbols, and, you know, you'll see these entertainers and they'll have, like, just like the most evil, they'll have like a big iced out devil on their chain, and people still don't connect the dots. They don't even get it. You know, they don't even think about things like that.
I was going to mention earlier, it's wild when, you know, you see like a Kanye West walking around with a Baphomet shirt, man, and, you know, that's when it starts to hit home. Like, these motherfuckers they were approached by, like, you know, OTO, Ordo Templi Orientis, basically Aleister Crowley's little order for musicians and performers and such. It is definitely approached, and, you know, by the Masonic, you know, order.
Right. That's a good point.
And they were promised things. They were made to feel special, you know, and here they go, parading around, all of them. I mean, it just don't stop.
And people think that they are the Illuminati, and it's the dumbest thing that's out there, you know, is that, oh, these people are in the Illuminati. It's like, no, they are in a slave class system. You know, they are given wealth, and, you know, now they're just doing what's called the old externalization of the hierarchy, where they're just blatantly showing you the symbols in a much more frequent and, you know, obvious manner.
Or like a predictive programming, you know, just getting you ready for it. So when it comes out, you'll be like, oh, I knew it all along. Well, you didn't realize it then, you know. What does it take? These
and
people,
they got enough of these Federal Reserve notes they're printing to make people feel really special because they can just give someone a whole bunch of Federal Reserve notes when people kill for one Federal Reserve note.
Right.
Yeah, and they have trillions.
Trillions.
Hundreds of trillions, probably.
Hundreds of trillions.
And printing it right now as we're speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a big tool they got with this money, this paper money.
Right, and that's another good song Payday has, is End the Fed. I love that song too.
Yeah, me too. I love anything about ending the Fed, but especially that song.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's so hard for people because they don't even understand. They're like, oh yeah, a private central bank, that's good for the economy because then Congress can't touch it. But it's like we could be printing our own money. We wouldn't have to make debt. The whole thing is there's, we can borrow like $100 million, but there's only 90 million in the system, or 100 million. We don't have the interest to pay it back. That interest is never printed. So you're in this rabbit hole where you never get out of it unless you steal it from someone else.
Yeah, and it's fascinating to see this 12-year-old girl explain central banking and the whole 11th marble.
That was great.
Phenomenon. Yeah, 12-year-old girl.
Yeah, and that's another thing. People are waking up, man. Regardless of age nowadays, like this information isn't hard to find if people want to find it, and not taboo type things that people don't want to talk about, like truth that's in front of them constantly every day. I'm sure people don't look at the dollar bill, flip it over, and wonder why that pyramid's on there. None of that. They don't care. They just give it to them, and they'll give it away. But they never question any of those symbols or what those things mean on the money. And there's no gold standard or none of that on the money. So it's just paper at this point, right? It's just
paper that they like to put their paper alchemy on.
Right.
They like to put their little magic spells with their magic symbols and their 13 this and
right.
Yeah. Their little owl watching you in the corner of the dollar on the top right.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's Bohemian Grove type tie-ins right there.
I remember I was like 6 years old. My grandfather said, "I'll give you this $1 if you can find the owl."
Wow.
Yeah, he probably learned about that from being in some Fred Flintstone fraternity. You know what I mean? Masonic fraternity.
Right.
I'm a moose. I'm an elk. I'm a moose and an elk.
Right. But I know we got a caller. I don't know who the
Flintstone and Barney fucking Rubble.
Right. And I don't know who the caller is, but we'll take callers soon. I was hoping to play another song here before we end the a couple more songs before we end the show. So in a minute I'll play another one of my favorites. It's like a mixtape, man. It's like all these songs and like every one of them's good. Like you don't even know what to pick. So hopefully we can play some more music here soon. And like I said, everybody that was listening got that exclusive Surrender track, and I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait till that's released, and the rest of the album as well. And artwork as well. Some of the artwork on the albums is amazing. I don't know who does that for you, but that's some some amazing artwork. Being an art fan,
Yeah, my wife did the Autonomoli album. A cat named Monograph did the Patton. And my wife did a fantastic job on the Missiles with Relish that's coming up.
Sounds great. Sounds very interesting. So like I said, I mean, it's anything else you want to add real quick before we take another break here? Because I need to get a drink here in my throat. It's kind of dry.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. It's going to be a non-alcoholic beverage because I'm in a 12-step program.
See, I didn't know that.
I'm joking.
I had no idea.
They love it. They love the 12 steps. 1 through 12th grade. 12 tribes of Dan.
Right.
12s and 13s.
Right.
Yeah. 11s too. I mean.
11s and the 3s. I knew something was going to happen on 3/11/11, and I actually was reading the seismic activities the day before, and I was telling people over on the West Coast that I'm doing, like, yo, be careful, something's going to happen. And all of a sudden, that was what happened.
Right.
And it just happened to coincide with the numbers,
Not change subject when we come back, but maybe we can talk about some of the secret hidden programs that these psychopaths have, weather manipulation, and, we talked about Monsanto, but other variations of these people that have too much money and want to play a video game with everybody. It's real fun. It's hilarious to them.
That's what it's become, huh?
Right.
That's a good way of putting it, Dennis.
Thank you. And then, think about it, I had this guy one day, he was really defending Bill Gates. He was like, Bill Gates is great. And I was like, yeah, but it's not going to be great when he gives you that shot. It's not going to be so, appealing. You're not going to, it's crazy that people believe what the TV tells them so much.
Mosquito, huh?
Right. So
people don't want to take their vaccines. Well, we'll just put vaccinations in mosquitoes. They don't have a choice.
Right. And everybody, and a lot of people don't know about the RFID chips and all these things, but, some people might already have this without even knowing it. And I know Brandon knows what I'm talking about. But, who's to say they haven't been implanting this in people without them knowing, certain things like that? Because they are psychopaths. They can't really be rationed with. Yeah, they don't care.
One thing that comes to mind is that Timothy McVeigh claimed to be chipped.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting as well. Because, like I said, the mind-altering programs that the government or the people, they put out, and whatever people, MK Ultra or whatever, all these things, man, are really going on. Like, these things happen. And it's not some fiction movie. It's like a fact, Like it's truth. Like you were saying, people fear the truth, and there's a reason why. Because when you tell the truth, you become an enemy of the state type situation. Like you're the outsider, and I know you know all about it.
Well, that's why Hollywood likes to use it too. They like to put stuff right in their movies, so then when it happens, it's like, oh, you're crazy. That's from that movie.
Right. Or cartoons. They'll throw the World Trade in there.
You've been watching too many science fiction movies, boy. How many times did you hear that? I heard it. I said, I never even watched a science fiction movie. I was like, 16, bringing up the creature from Jekyll Island, Federal Reserve.
Nice.
Right. So, on top of that, we're going to play another song here, and this song is going to get into a lot of what we just covered, again, in detail. Like if people want to understand, they want to get a grip of it, this is good music to listen to because it's going to tell you a lot of things. You can just research things. If you hear them in the song, you're like, what's that? You can go ahead and look it up. So, yeah, we'll take a little break here, and we'll be back 3 or 4 minutes here. Be right back with everybody.
We are rapidly approaching a moment of truth, both for ourselves as human beings and for the life of our nation. Now, truth is not always a pleasant thing. But it is necessary now to make a choice, to choose between two admittedly regrettable, but nevertheless distinguishable post-war environments. One where you got 20 million people killed, and the other where you got 150 million people killed. Mr. President, I'm not saying we wouldn't get our hair mussed, but I do say no more than 10 to 20 million killed.
We got the popular brainwash all in the state of South. We got the military industrial complex moves wide over your block. And if you happen to become aware, we don't particularly care. Cause we got the neutron bombs that instantly suck the oxygen right out of your air. People, you better reassess the situation. The plans are in order to restructure the population 80% at least. I hope you're paying attention to the beast who plan on enslaving you under the guise of peace. That word takes on new meaning. It don't mean what you're thinking. It means full spectrum dominance for real, and you won't be born unless you have a function to fulfill. A scientific dictatorship's more efficient, cause we ain't gotta waste effort to entertain your pathetic bitches. We just stick a chip in you, immerse yourself, soon you'll be able to Google Earth yourself. Real time with no computer.
the Trojan horse. Once you marry the beast, there ain't no divorce. We got the popular brainwash, all in a state of shock. We got the military industrial complex, goon squad all in your block. And if you happen to become aware, we don't particularly care. Cause we got the neutron bombs there to leave up the oxygen right out of your air. There's a war going on hidden in plain view. It's mass murder, 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 and it's aimed at you. They preparing for mass casualties, wild but true. Doomsday deeds owned by Rothschild and crew. So when the manufacturing famine happened and they start to ration off rice at unreasonable prices and people start to smash and grabbing, Monsanto conveniently step in to save the day. Organic seeds I take away, for GMO I make you pay. My actions are equivalent to raping nuns. I'm training foreign troops out and take your guns. We don't suffer from PTSD, we give it away for free. War is ugly, we make it fun. Line up accordingly for your shot. Your vaccine's mandatory, you don't want to get popped. We gotta set a precedent, accordingly you'll be shot. Although it's not a law, we keep you in awe with a Glock pointed at you. Cause we got the popular brainwash, all in a state of shock. We got the military industrial complex, school squad all on your block. And if you happen to become aware, we don't particularly care. Cause we got the neutron bombs there to leave up the oxygen right out of your air.
Many of us were told in private conversations that if we voted against this bill on Monday, there would be martial law in America.
Yep. So there we go. Another amazing track that it just explains everything pretty much in detail. So I hope people grasp that, song and let that sink in.
It's funny you're picking some songs because there's only about 4 or 5 of my songs that I could actually, or that I have actually, put on headphones or blast it and enjoy it.
It's got to be weird. That. Yeah, it's got to be weird kind of to listen to your own material sometimes, right?
Yeah, it's rough sometimes. I mean, hence it, I guess there's two things that factor in to me not having a lot of. Maybe I got about 13 songs, at my disposal that I do. But I guess that I do have quite a few songs, and I don't really like to listen to myself. But them two things together, I think, make for a dynamic duo that is it's kind of impeding. I have to get over it,
I love how you had a soundbite of Brad Sherman there with the martial law thread back in 2008. A lot of people don't even know that clip, They're like, what is that? A congressman said that, they were threatened with martial law and the stock market would collapse. Yeah, I'm sure. It's like, no, go watch it on YouTube.
Fresh when I took it, man. That was like 2 days old.
Wow.
When I took that late 2007, I think, September 2007, when Lands was released.
Right. Yep. So that's another thing, like in a lot of your songs, like in the intros, and they'll be kind of mixed in with these clips, and that's another thing that I'm, I appreciate that you do. 'Cause that's another way to get information out, too. If they don't believe what you're saying.
You hear these sound bites.
If they don't believe what you're saying. Yeah, you can play it in the song, you can kind of blend it in, and it all works. Like, it meshes together well into, the overall message of what you're saying. But, yeah, I appreciate everything that you share with us, man, because, like I said, it's very interesting to talk to somebody that you listen to And, you know what I'm saying, I introduce you to a lot of people that I know, and they listen to it. So, like I said, I'll promote it as much as I can. I can get the message out the best of my ability to let people know about it, you know, and where they can get it and listen to it. Because this is grade A truth music. You know, this isn't you haven't deceived anybody or any of that. This is like truth, straight up truth, and that's all it is. It's just concrete.
Yeah,
like it can't even
none
be.
of us are infallible, right? But I do try my best, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I understand where how it'd be kind of hard to like listen to that. You know, if you put all your effort into it and all that into it, and then have it played back to yourself. I mean, that's got to be something that's I don't know. I couldn't imagine that.
Maybe one of the third reason is that I can't handle the truth. I can't hear it.
Right. Very true. Yeah. Because that's all it is.
I appreciate you guys for playing playing my joints. You picked a couple dope ones that I personally like.
Yeah, there's a lot that I haven't picked.
Good taste, thank you.
Yeah, and I hope to have you back soon so we can do this again. There's a couple songs I haven't really uploaded and played yet, but like I said, they're all pretty much good. I mean, they're all good and good music and truth music and all that. So, yeah, I hope we can do it again. Like, I hope we can meet up on the network and we'll play some more.
Did you guys want to go ahead and take a call?
Yeah, we could. Yeah, good point.
Okay, I think we have somebody here from Arizona. You're on the air.
Oh, I know who this is.
Hello.
Hello.
You know who this is. Well, good evening. I called to say thank you for sharing your talents. This is really the first time I've taken to hear this, and I wanted to thank you.
Thanks for listening.
This can be shared so easily.
Yep.
And everything right now is about sharing. That's how we're getting things done around this mess. Well, we know what's going on. We've been paying attention. Lots of us have.
Right.
Absolutely.
The sharing of our talents is what we're all supposed to do, right? To the best of our ability.
Yep.
Well, all these other things that are our money and our things that are going on that the elite are throwing at us are just the boils that make us look down at that thing and try to heal it. And if we could just share our talents, we could probably nip it in the bud.
Right.
And I thought your music really would help that. And I wanted to thank you for sharing your talents. Peace.
And
I'm sorry,
your name is?
Pardon me?
Who was that? Hey, what's your name?
I said... I didn't hear you. I'm so sorry.
Your name?
Yeah, what's your name?
Oh, Teresa.
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 Okay, Teresa. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words, Teresa.
Oh, I mean them. We have a like Facebook. I'll share your music.
Like I said, I think I know who this is.
Yeah, I'm in a group, and yeah, I know you.
Yeah, thank you very much for calling in
It's such a wonderful experience. It really has, all together, and it's great. We'll just keep working together. I look forward to the next one.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah, like I said.
Thank you, Payday.
Thank you, Teresa.
Bye-bye.
You have a good night.
You too. Oh, I will. Thank you.
Yeah, so there you go. Positive feedback, people that we're connected with. I expected a couple other people to call in tonight, but maybe they couldn't get around to it. But we're always supporting, like, real music, real people's talents, like she was saying. We all have our little niche that we fit into. And to have Payday Monsanto as a music partner in this radio network is incredible. Like, I can't even put it into words what this show means to me and what we accomplished tonight. So, again, I hope Brandon's still with us, because I know Brandon always has a lot to say. about certain things. So I don't know if he's on the line still, though.
Yeah, I think he's on the line. I don't know if he's at his phone right now.
Well, that might make sense. But either way, on future shows, if like I said, if you can come by, Payday, go ahead and join us. Maybe if you just call in, stop by for a couple minutes. I'm always interested to hear what you have to say about the current landscape of what we're dealing with.
Without
and it's
doubt.
much appreciated. And like I said, we speak off the air too, and anytime you're more than welcome. We can communicate. You have my number, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Payday, I wanted to ask you something. Did you hear about this brokerage firm called Top Roachdales? And I guess the guy bought 200 times the amount of money he had in Apple stock by accident, like $1 billion, and then it tanked. So now that it's all gone.
No,
200 to 1. Though. The guy had $5 million, and he was able to buy $1 billion worth of stock. And now they're saying, it's called Roachdale Securities, LLC. They employed Dick Beauvais. He's one of these talking heads on CNBC all the time. But now all of a sudden they're like, oh, the guy, he was a rogue trader. So you're not going to get anything from us, essentially.
Right.
I'll post the link in the
crazy.
description of this. Yeah, it is crazy. I was just hearing about this now while we were doing the show. My friend sent it over to me. Why are markets going to blow up again is the title.
Yeah, and I couldn't do it without Brian either, man. Brian Plain, much respect to Brian for everything he does. I mean, he promoted this show and made the description and created this show. I did my little adding the music thing, but everything goes back to Brian and what he does. So like I said, I can't thank you enough either, for what you do, Brian. I can't even...
I'm just glad, all you have to do is help one person, and that's, then your mission's done, but don't give up there, But all you have to do is be able to, first help yourself, get the answers on your own, research stuff, read more, don't listen to the mainstream media, and really, and talk to people that know stuff and ask for help and, get educated, listen to the right music. Stop wasting your time.
But you do a lot, man. You do a lot for this network and everybody involved in it. And like I said, I hate to use the word blessed, but it's kind of what what's going on here. We're kind of like given a opportunity here to work together and like Teresa said, use our talents. And your talent is very important, and so is mine, and so is Payday's. So hopefully we can all mesh together one day. But a lot of people out here, man, they're not concerned about a revolution. They don't want that. That's the last thing they want.
Yeah, in the meantime, I look forward to, in the interval, going to the archives and checking out some of the shows.
Yeah, please do, man. Please.
Yeah.
It goes all the way back to July, I believe, of last... I don't know when my first show was, but I did a show about secret societies, and I was talking about all the Bohemian Grove and everything that they're involved in, and the shows. I've probably been involved in at least 20 shows. I don't know how much, but if you go back and look at the network, there's some good content in there. Me, Brian, and Brandon actually have done 2 shows about, the financial markets and the shadow governments and all that. The last 2 shows, including this one, have been, perfection. They have been the best things that I've been involved in. And I can't thank the people enough that are involved in it. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can continue to keep doing what we're doing. But when I logged into the computer earlier, I've been getting blocked and shut down. So it's kind of weird. We do the show tonight, and they want to start not letting me in the, social media and things like that. So I really couldn't promote this show, so I wanted everybody that was in the groups, and I kind of put that message out there. Everybody get this show out, get this message out, support what you can, and try to contribute. Just let people know. I mean, you're not alone. People aren't alone. You know, you're not the only person. There's thousands and millions of people out there that are on the same thinking level all over the world, you know. So I just wanted to let people know that. Before, you know, we got...
I concur with that. I say it over.
You know, we got 10 minutes. Exactly. You know, we got 10 minutes or 15 minutes left, and like I said, I'm going to play some music on as we go out. But I don't know what happened to Brandon. I guess he dropped off. But hopefully he can call back in and join us. I know he has a lot to talk to Payday about. And both Brian and, Brian and Brandon, I both told them to contact you and actually talk to you on the phone before this show, because I did. You know, I called you, you know, a couple, I guess it was Friday and then Monday, and we even talked today. But, you know, I kind of feel like I've known you for a while, even though I never met you personally. But that's how I feel with them, too. So that's kind of what we're doing here. We're kind of like trying to move towards getting the message out there. And like I said, we all have our talents. We all can contribute to that.
And the feeling's mutual, brother. And I apologize if it is the case that if one of these gentlemen tried to call me from like a Skype, I imagine it might be a Skype number that had like 9 digits, and I didn't answer.
Like I said, they've been messing with me. And Brian brought this to my attention as well. Go ahead and bring this up in the show, but you know, your .com, the PaydayMonsanto.com, and what it was, and you know, all these things. You know, it's just, you know, they don't censor people that go out and tell people to kill each other every day. They want to censor us, which is unacceptable to me. Because we're only speaking the truth, right? That's what we're here for. That's why we're doing this.
I think some joker hijacked my site.
Yeah, I saw that. You know, it was a redirect from Google, of all places. You know, normally the search engines don't let any kind of masking go on like that. It doesn't do it now, though.
Right.
Yeah, my wife fixed it.
And see, that's another thing. We talked about that.
Did it again.
Right, we talked about that, and I forgot to tell Brian about that. But, you know, the situation was fixed. But either way, like I said, man, of all nights, you know, we're having a show with Payday Monsanto, and they want to, I can't even get into social media. Like, I didn't even want to try because I didn't want to mess up the studio and what we were doing. And at the beginning of the show, I was having a lot of problems, and I had perfect internet access, but I'm really close to a military establishment base or whatever people want to call it, military industrial complex place right here. So I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, they're listening right now. But that's fine.
Where are you, Dennis?
I'm in Triangle, Virginia, right by Quantico.
Boy, yeah, you're down by Quantico and Langley.
Yes, yes. And actually, I went to the Bilderberg meeting this year, and I got to meet all these people in the truth movement. You know, I went there in Chantilly. I was there for a good portion of the first day when all these scumbags were showing up and driving past me, you know, in their tanks and their blacked out limos, you know. So that's one thing.
You got to wonder, like, why is it that these people meet? Why don't they meet in some undisclosed location like they want people to know? You know,
exactly.
With the G20s, why do they do this? Because they're testing their military police. You know, they're basically infusing local law enforcement with military technologies, and then they're testing it out to see how, when it, you know, comes down to the wire, you know, how it's going to work against unrest. Otherwise, they just meet in private and will not even announce it. You know, they meet somewhere that's inaccessible.
Yeah, it's a training ground, right? You know, to use the sound cannons or the beanbag guns, you know, or anything that's supposed to, or, you know, rubber bullets, whatever it is. They always have something new that they're throwing out on these protesters.
But either way, if they're trying to cover up, you know, these meetings and these, you know, Bohemian Grove and all these things, they're doing a terrible job.
I think it's like an
because the
exercise
information
of power,
is out there.
Dennis. Because the meetings, you know, it's an exercise of power that, look, we can have these meetings right in your face, and whether it be a G20 or a Bilderberg or what have you, like right in your face, and yet if they won't cover it. Your own mainstream media is not going to cover it. What are you going to do about it?
Right.
Or if they do cover it, they do just that. They cover it up and whitewash it.
Yeah, they do. They don't even talk
really
about
sad.
it. Yeah. So, yeah, again, that information is out there. So, these meetings, it's not a secret anymore. These societies, none of that. It's not a secret. We know about it. We're trying to tell people, but like I said, 9 out of 10 people are not going to even care. So we're dealing with a problem, a big problem. The decay of
light flashing in their living room.
Right, the decay of moral society and what it's supposed to be. And they're doing a good job, but like I said, they're not hiding it like they used to. Maybe they're getting more brazen. Maybe they're, like I said, with the entertainers, they just wear symbols. They don't even care anymore. And then when people talk about it, the Cleveland show, a couple weeks ago, they had a whole themed episode about, like, the Illuminati music industry. And people watched that episode and still didn't connect the dots. Still didn't get it.
What was that, Dennis?
The Cleveland show that comes on, it comes on Fox. It was their season premiere. Actually, Mark Dice did a video about it. If you watch his stuff or anything.
Go to his channel. It's funny.
Right. And you scroll down a little bit, you'll find it. He'll talk about the Cleveland show, season premiere. And they kind of made a joke about it because they want people to be, like, laughing about conspiracies. That's the best way to discredit anything that's really truth, is to make fun of it.
Fictionalize.
So that's what they do.
Fictionalize the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They fictionalize the truth, and then, they turn everything upside down. And this is one of Saul Alinsky's, rules for radicals, who's like one of Obama's idols. And one of them is use ridicule as a weapon. So, you can't come back from, oh, you're stupid, or look at your, and this is what they do, is they'll just demonize the truth, or, there was another guy in his cabinet who wrote a whole white paper on conspiracy theories and infiltrating the group, and always having some kind of idiot in there to do dumb shit, to make the whole thing, discredit everything,
So that's what I'm saying, like the reptilian thing. Like, he's right. I don't think people understand that, like, how much money David Icke brings in a year, telling people that people are shape-shifting reptilians, and you have to sit through a 9-hour lecture to understand a grasp concept of what he's saying. And that discredits everything we're doing, because now people are worried about the reptilian shapeshifter, so that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people in the movement that need to just, like, get out of it, because they're not doing it right. And I'm not just using David Icke as an example. There's a lot of other people.
Say, like, it just goes on and on, man.
The list continues to go on. And we talked about egos.
Whether it be like your Freeman Fly or your David Wilcox, or
right.
A lot of these people have really, really great information, but their conclusions are just out there.
Right.
Well, you don't think the Galactic Light Federation is going to save you? It's like people like Tila Tequila, and it's like, oh,
right. And now
I'm from the fifth dimension, blah, blah, blah.
She worked for Masonic Television.
Made me think of this, Brandon, this Tila Tequila broad, when you said something that made me think, to have idiots.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't even know who this was until I saw a YouTube video of her.
And now even Ice Cube has a video that he just released called
Everything's Corrupt.
Whatever it is. Right. And I'm like, okay, well, he's exposing these people. Okay, well, welcome to the movement, Ice Cube. We've been here for a while. Where you been? Oh, you've been working for them, just like Tila and the rest of them.
Yeah.
Now they want to talk about it. Now that they got burned and chewed up and spit out, now they want to come out and talk about it. It's too late,
Yeah.
I don't trust them.
I got to give it to Ice Cube, though, because back when, Jerry the Jew, Jerry Heller, basically took Easy and, he basically called that out. But then, where did he go since then? And these cats that I used to look up to as like revolutionaries in the movement, whether it be Ice-T or Chuck D from Public Enemy. I saw him being questioned about 9/11, and he was just like, he was sidestepping the shit out of it.
Right.
You know, and it's like, what happened, Chuck? Same thing with Chris.
Very true.
You know, KRS. You know, I love him. I grew up on KRS-One, but what happened?
So what do you
Lawrence?
think? Yeah. So what do you think about like what Griff's doing, Professor Griff, and what he's doing? You know.
I think what Griff's doing is fantastic. At least in one aspect, and you know, he's out there on the circuit exposing shit. Some of the stuff that he makes reference to, like the secret, I forget what it's called now, but you know, it's
sacrifice,
like a new version of the protocols.
Right.
Oh, the secret doctrine.
Yeah, something that just says we're going to kill him with soft metals and.
That's the secret
There's
doctrine.
no date. You can't. There's no way to date it. Yeah, that's it.
So what about like you know, Prodigy and Prodigy from Mobb Deep and what he's been working on?
Yeah, it's good thing you bring that up. The new Prodigy shit is like it's instant classic.
Nice.
Right.
In my view.
Yeah, I'm
and
glad
Prodigy's always been, you know, Prodigy was the captain, you know, secret society trying to keep their eye on me back in the 90s.
Right. He was saying that a long time ago. Along with Wu-Tang and other groups, you know, they were throwing it in there, and people, you know, they don't even realize it.
And then he puts out a song called Illuminati, and then he gets a couple years in jail for gun possession. You know, they have that, you know, hip-hop task force in New York City. I don't know, people can Google it, but it's legitimate, and they just go around, follow rappers all the time, take pictures, you know, and they could easily just plant shit on them, and, you know, you're not going to believe the police officer? It's like, well, when corruption gets to the level that you can understand that it can get to, you know, it's more than meets the eye, you know, and I think, you know, corruption should be exposed on every level.
And you look at someone like Tupac, who gains all this notoriety, and then he finally puts out something, you know, the Illuminati shit, and starts speaking, you know, like real deep truth, and, you know, he gets killed, and his murder don't even get investigated.
More people saw Tupac get killed than, you know, majority of people watching TV on a single night. On the Vegas Strip, this man got murdered in front of a bunch of people, and nobody's seen nothing. They don't even know about it. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, but either way, see, these are the topics that we need to get into on future shows. I know we got about 2 minutes left, and I'd hate to run over the show tonight because I know, you know, people got things to do. So we'll continue this conversation in the future. You know, if all parties are willing, you know, we'll just continue on what we're doing.
Absolutely.
You know? And I thank you, Payday, for being, you know, taking time to do this tonight. I know I already told you that, but it means a lot to me, and I know, you know, other people on this network, it means a lot to them that you're here tonight.
I wouldn't have missed it for the world, man.
Thank you.
Thank you again. We really appreciate it.
I want to thank Brandon, Brian, and Dennis again.
Yeah, let people know where to get a hold of you before we close out.
PaydayMonsanto.com or PaydayMonsanto@gmail.com.
Right. So we're approaching a minute here. Like I said, I would have loved to play music here going out, but the track is a little bit longer. I don't know. I guess we can still play it. You know, it's one of my favorite songs. You know, again. So, you know, thanks to everybody involved with tonight's show, and I hope the listeners got a little glimpse of who Payday Monsanto is. And please support this man. Please go out, invest some time and some, you know, whatever you got to do. Invest something in this project that he's been working on for a long time, because, like I said, it ain't nothing but truth music and positive information, you know, that people need to know about.
Thank you again, Dennis.
Yeah. Yep. And I hope to hear from you soon.
Oh, you will, brother.
Brian, you got anything to add before we close out?
No, just great show, guys. You know, really appreciate all the effort, time. You know, 2 hours isn't, you know, a short amount of time. all you listeners out there still listening, share it socially, put it on Twitter, Facebook, just let people know, because, the show isn't anything unless you share it with people.
That's right. Thank you.
Dabbling in the good old boy round circle, all repeating what they read in the Wall Street Journal to each other like they're real smart. Oh, it's so sick. And I literally just want to walk up and start knocking their teeth out. Oh, you think you're a tough guy and real smart. Got the clean cut haircut and the fancy suit, and you drive around and you like the war. Here, you like this? Oh, here goes your teeth in your throat. Because you people wouldn't wake up when we could have averted this.
Hello, morons in the land. Hello, morons in the land. All your minds at your command. All your minds at your command. Why do you fail to see the plan? Why you fail to see the plan? Even a child can understand. I can see your face smile. It's been going on for a while. They dumbed you down now, and it's a shame. Somebody done robbed you, and you know their name. It's the sucker in you that makes them love to play this game. The very same people who pretend to be your friend keep on poking you time and time again. You don't know any better, like a toddler who is 10. You lay down on your stomach and you let them put it in. If I was your father, I would leave you black and blue. I'ma tell your mother she should hit you with a shoe. If you praise neocons, I'm talking to you. You deserve a beating, nothing else could be more true. Why you let your country die? Yes, it makes me wanna cry. They sold you out now, and that's the truth. They're planning to kill you, and I got proof. It's the sucker in you that makes you wanna drink their juice. Down wherever they